Janine here, and today we are going to be putting together the paper pumpkin kit for January. I'm still not sure if I should call it January or December. I think it was December's because I did get it in December, but anyway. So as you can see, I went ahead and laid all the elements out. They were in perforated sheets like this, so I went ahead and just punched them all out and laid the components out so that everything will be right at hand's reach. And I've got the inspiration sheet in front of me. I'm probably not going to follow it exactly as they have it, but arrange things the way they're pleasing to me, and that's, I'm sure, what way any crafter would do it. But anyway, so let's go ahead and get started. I've got my months here, and these are the decorative papers that they go on. So now I'm going to decide, excuse the noise please, what order I want exactly, because there are stripe paper, polka dot paper, and flower paper. So we obviously want to spread things out a little bit and say not have the you know, all the stripes, polka dots together and all the flowers together and so forth. Let's get things mixed up, and it is one-sided paper, so there's not choices here. Well, it was actually a lot harder than it looks to decide the order of the paper when you're trying to keep the pattern split up as well as the colors evenly split up. And like I said, I can be a little bit hard-headed in the respect that I just absolutely was not going to just do it 100% the way that they had it laid out. I'm just like that. I like to put my own personal touch on things, and I guess it would have been easier to just follow their prescribed method, but then it wouldn't have been my own personal thing. So in some respects, that's kind of what I like about the kit, is that everything is laid out for you, and it's very clear cut. And so if you're struggling with the aspect of creativity and it's just not coming, then you can just do it the way they prescribed, and it's going to be beautiful no matter what. But then you can deviate from their prescribed method and you know, personalize it and make it your own and make it one of a kind. So I guess there's a lot of schools of thought on it, but I liked it enough and thought it was a nice enough project to give as a gift. So that definitely, you know, made it something that I would want to continue to do. I just really would like more room for creativity and things to not be quite so exactly planned out. But you can see here I used some of the dental, not dental floss, but the embroidery floss and the gold thread that came with the kit. You know, it's funny, as simple as an element as it is, it was one of the most difficult that I had to work with. It kept wanting to twist on me and not, you know, just kind of make those nice fluid little loops around. So that was a challenge. I wasn't expecting to have to kind of fight with the thread, but it was funny. I mean, it kind of tickled me, and I thought it was a little bit funny as I struggled with it and untwisted it and struggled with it and untwisted it and taped it down, and anyway, it was fun. It made a cute little decorative element. It was definitely added a little something different to the mix. And what you see happening in March there is me deciding on a better way to do things. That happened to me quite a bit. I would get things laid out and put down and then realize, oh, there was an easier way to go about this, and end up pulling it up, which I got to give them kudos for that. Their little dimensional tape self-adhesives were really pretty good about that. I could reposition them a little bit, you know, right after putting them down, but then they really stuck back down fairly well. But I enjoyed the color combination of this too. It was maybe not necessarily colors I would have put together, you know, had I been able to pick them out, but I love the way they coordinated. And so no matter what elements I put with which different background sheets, it all worked out beautifully. I think my favorite was this kind of polka dot paper. I like the look of it. It wasn't exactly round, which I thought made it more visually interesting. And you can see me here struggling with the thread again. It was, I don't know why it was being so persnickety. I don't think I've ever had so much trouble working with embroidery floss. It was actually kind of comical at one point. I just had to laugh. But it really did add a cute touch to it, and like I said, definitely something I wouldn't have thought of, which was nice getting a kit like this, because there were elements that maybe I wouldn't have thought to put together, but ended up working out really nicely. And I think my mother's really going to enjoy it, because it's something that it looked like something she would have on her desk, something unique that people would say, well, what a cute, would say, what a cute idea for a calendar. Where did you ever get this or think of it? She's always somebody that has found unique and interesting things, and to as simple things like calendars or business card holders. She always just comes up with the neatest ideas for things like this. So it definitely struck me as something that you would find sitting on her desk, and I think she's gonna love it. And I noticed one of the things too, and I think it's with any craft you take on, as you get deeper involved into it, it starts getting simpler. And it's I'm doing July here, and you can see it, the creativity started flowing a little bit easier. The use of the materials started getting easier. I tell you one thing I think Stampin' Up! Does well, as this is really my first experience with Stamping Up, is this paper pumpkin kit, and I really enjoyed some of the materials. I thought they were really exceptional. Those foam dimensional, self-adhesive foam dimensionals they were just a breeze to work with. I absolutely loved them, and I can certainly see me purchasing them. The ink was really nice, and it wasn't a color that I would have necessarily chosen for this kit, but it worked beautifully as a neutral color. So that, yes, it didn't necessarily match any of the items, but it coordinated well with every single one of the colors, the purple and the yellow and the blue and the green. So I thought kudos for them, because that was pretty smart. I guess you call it a kind of a tea stain color. I'm trying to remember what the name of it was, or is. Soft Suede is the name of it, and it's beautiful as a neutral, and it's definitely a little bit different instead of just your plain brown or black. And I had to laugh at myself. September and October ended up being my two favorite months. I just really love the way they came out and the decorative elements I included. It wouldn't hurt that they're also my anniversary and birthday months. And you see here, I decided to add that floss to the top, and then realized that my tape was completely showing over the top of the little banner, and so that's why you see me adding all this extra stuff at the top, is trying to cover up my dot runner tape. I had to laugh at myself, rookie mistakes, but it ended up being really cute. I really like the way October turned out, and September too was really cute. And by this time, by the time I got to November and December, I was starting to run short on the decorative floral elements, and I was about fed up working with the thread and the floss. So by November and December ended up being a little simpler in design. But I still like the way they turned out. And here we go, last month. And I finally got smart about this stupid string and realized that I could just wrap it around the card and still have it peeking out the sides, and that it would be perfectly cute. Of course, I'm on the last month when I finally figured that out. That is kind of the way my crafting goes, isn't it? Well, I got them all done, and I gotta tell you, it kind of surprised me. I did not expect something that had all the pieces and parts kind of laid out for you to push my creativity the way this did. And I think it was because I was so determined not to do it in their prescribed way. So it kind of pushed me to come up with something a little different, which is difficult when everything's already kind of decided for you. But anyway, it's done, and I tell you, I enjoyed it. I'm going to continue to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. I'm hoping some card making creeps its way in, but it's nice to kind of push myself outside of card making in the arena of paper crafting, because I think I've gravitated towards that strictly in paper crafting and haven't done anything more outside of that. So this was fun, and there's going to be a picture slideshow after the video to show you everything in detail up close. Well, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate that you stayed with me to the end of the video. Please remember to rate and comment and subscribe. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to know if you are subscribing to Paper Pumpkin, and if you are, what do you think of them? Do you like them? Do you do things differently than the way they outline it? You know, give me some feedback on this. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Anyway, you guys have a very blessed day.